Have you ever heard of the dynamic between a narcissist and an empath? Or maybe you're starting to realize you might be living it. Do you find yourself questioning if your relationship is abusive? Take our Are You in an Abusive Relationship quiz and take the first step toward understanding your situation. Today we're talking about why empaths, those who feel deeply and instinctively tuned in to the emotions of others, often find themselves stuck in toxic narcissistic relationships. This isn't just a coincidence, it's a pattern, one rooted in survival. Empaths tend to notice subtle emotional shifts. They read between the lines. Many were conditioned, often in childhood, to stay attuned to others' moods in order to feel safe or stay connected. Over time, this becomes second nature. But here's the problem. Narcissists exploit that emotional attunement. They use your compassion as leverage. And unless you understand what's really happening, you'll keep pouring energy into fixing something you didn't break. Imagine this. You meet someone who feels like a soul connection. They seem to understand you on a deep level, reflect your values, and say things no one else has ever said. You think, finally, someone who sees me. But over time, something shifts. They start making small, cutting remarks, then laugh it off like you're too sensitive. They flirt openly with others, but when you gently express hurt, they twist it, saying, "You're imagining things." You question yourself, not just your feelings, but your reality. You wonder, maybe I am overreacting, maybe they're just playful. And because you feel their pain so acutely, their childhood wounds, their struggles, you keep giving more, not to control, but to help, to heal, to fix what you believe love is supposed to fix. Sound familiar? This dynamic is especially dangerous for empaths. People who grew up learning to monitor others' emotions, often from their childhood, growing up in dysfunctional family systems, they become emotional caretakers, required to self-sacrifice for peace. When they meet a narcissist, that pattern kicks in. In the beginning, narcissists idealize you. They mirror your kindness to gain your trust, but they're not bonding, they're collecting data. They learn what triggers you, what reassures you, and how to push your emotional buttons. As the relationship continues, they start invalidating your concerns, flipping blame, and rewarding you inconsistently. This creates what we therapists call a slot machine effect. You stay hooked, waiting for that moment of love again, even as the pain grows. Empaths often assume others feel and care the way they do. So when a narcissist acts selfishly or coldly, the empath doesn't see malice. They blame themselves, thinking, "What did I do wrong?" This projection keeps them stuck, trying to fix what isn't theirs to carry. They believe if they just love harder, give more, fix themselves, things will change. But here's the truth. You can't fix someone who doesn't want to be helped. Empaths try to connect through care, but narcissists use that care to maintain control. When the empath offers understanding, the narcissist sees an opportunity not for healing, but for power. They avoid accountability by shifting blame, and any admission of fault would feel like weakness to them, not growth. Love isn't enough when two people speak different emotional languages. Empaths give openly, while narcissists struggle to consider others' emotions. One gives endlessly, the other only takes. This becomes a parasitic relationship that drains the empath. Breaking the cycle starts with radical self-honesty. You were not loved, you were used. The connection you felt was real to you, but it was manipulated by them. Narcissists don't change through love. They change when they choose to, and most never will. That's why empaths need to shift their loyalty from others back to themselves. Start with boundaries. Say no. You don't have to take in their emotions and their words. Stop confusing abuse with love. Abuse is not a mistake, it's a pattern. Empaths must unlearn the belief that their worth comes from saving others. Instead, choose yourself. Not out of spite, not out of survival, but because you value yourself. Thank you for watching. Download our free resources, which will help you understand the patterns of abuse, spot the warning signs, and take your first steps toward reclaiming your strength and autonomy. Please raise awareness by sharing with others. You can also like or subscribe if it is safe to do so. And if you found this video helpful, be sure to check out related videos. See you in the next video.